I just have too much of an old shaky hand. Like, I can't help it. Hey.
All right, good morning everyone and welcome to the stream. We have about 30 minutes before the market opens, and so we will take a look and make sure we got everything ready to go here for you. Couldn't tell where yet. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into this, and let's start off with what the pre-market is doing as far as averages go. So we have the S&P 500 looks like it, at least for right now in the pre-market, is trading 24 points up to 39.21. That's certainly a good sign. And let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average Mini Futures. The Dow is looking to trade off 97. Now this is actually pulled back from a little bit, but certainly looking like at least an okay start on the day. But I think we got to be careful today. The NASDAQ Composite, we're up 210 points on that one, so yay for that. And let's see here. We're going to be going over AMC, and we're going to be going over their earnings a little bit, just to go over what happened and where we're at with that as well. So NASDAQ Composite looking trade up 100, and let's get right into it. So we will cover Bitcoin back up again, folks, 57,000. What an incredible run it is having. It is up another 1,171 points to 57,0782. We have Ethereum, which has outperformed Bitcoin over the last 12 months, is up to 1816, back above that 18 level again. Very nice support right here at this 1800 level. So resistance, looks like resistance is back down to about 1750, 1775, right around there. We'll see. Let me turn my speaker down a little bit, even though you guys can still hear the music. And let's go ahead and look at GameStop. And GameStop is looking to trade down about 22 points. So very flat in the aftermarket. This is pre-market. This is on 5-minute periods, and this is the post-market yesterday, aftermarket, and this is yesterday during the day. So as yesterday, as you can see on the chart, it had a huge run all the way up to 348.50. Okay, then it plummeted down all the way as low. Somebody on this bottom wick got it to 172. Crazy. Now let's take a look at our baby AMC, who had earnings yesterday, and we are looking to trade up not quite $1, about 67 cents or so, up 6.7%. So in the aftermarket, with earnings coming out, it did run up a little bit. Then in the pre-market, got all the way up to 11.30. So it got up to $11.30 in the pre-market, which is about 80 cents higher than where it's at right now. And make sure you have your beverage and your coffee or water or whatever you might have available. And so we will take a look at and break this down a little bit. And let me find it. So earnings yesterday, swings to a quarter four loss after revenue plunges, which we knew. Everybody knew that. Stock rises 6% after hours, which is true. Now, it rose at 6% after hours. It actually got up to almost 9.5% yesterday post-market. And so they came in with an adjusted net loss of $3.15, okay, versus 324, I believe was the number. And then so slightly wider than 312. So basically a little bit more of a loss than what the analyst estimate was. But again, you had, the reason why that was so skewed is you had a new analyst out there, Greenfield or whatever his stupid name is, and he came out and put AMC as a price target of 1 cent. I wonder whose side he's on, Melvin, Robinhood, and Citadel, and the DTCC. All right, so revenue plunged 89% to 162.5 million from a year ago. Again, who cares from a year ago? But still higher than the $142 million consensus. So a little bit on the revenue side there. Again, you're going to see the stories basically be skewed to the negative on AMC by CNBC, even by Fox Business News, and pretty much everybody that's out there. Okay. So there you go. It's just going to happen, and it's going to happen that way. Let me go to the live thread, and let me pull up my YouTube. And I hope you're off to a good start this morning. I'm going to leave this on the, take it down to the 3-minute chart, so you can see what happened overnight. Okay, here's our close yesterday, 985. Aftermarket, nice run up. A little bit of a slide down here in the pre-market. Just a little bit lower lows, a little bit lower highs. And let me see here. Put this over here. Here's our close yesterday, 985. Okay. And aftermarket, nice run up. A little bit of a slide down. Pull that back down there. Okay, all right. All right. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so we'll take a look at the precious metal markets as well. And right off the bat, again, those have been open for quite a while here. So silver is down 4 cents, 26.19. So pretty flat. And again, this is going to be range bound. If you can tell, it's been bouncing between this 26, 27, all the way since August for no rhyme or reason at all. It's been stuck in this channel here. But again, above, slight incline above its 50 and 200 day moving averages. So silver looking pretty good. Platinum. How did my symbols get all messed up here? Hold on a second. There we go. One more. All right. Okay, our platinum is sitting up 786, back above that 1200 level. That 1200 level is pretty much been its main level to get back up to lately. And then palladium still holding up another $45. I do want to talk about oil this morning. Oil per barrel is up again. I know your gas prices are going up, and that's just part of it. But when gas prices go up, U.S. oil, the ETF, goes up as well. And so in the pre-market there, it's up to 44.08. Let's take a look at some of the other big movers in the NASDAQ. Again, the NASDAQ is up. Hold on one second. Where you at? Okay, all right, we're back. Had to let the dog out really quick. So again, U.S. oil is trading up 34 cents to 44.08 in the pre-market. All right, so AMC looking pretty good on the open in another 15 minutes or so. So this is, let's go back down to the 5-minute chart. And again, you can see that it peaked in the pre-market this morning, pretty much right at 1 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning New York time at this $11.30 level up here. Had a nice high wick on that. Finished off the pre-market yesterday at 1050 or so. And so it has slid down just a little bit. So hey, be ready. This thing may go back down a little bit. Again, the battle tomorrow is probably going to be for $10. But we are certainly looking up on the S&P 500 looking to go up 27 points. We have the NASDAQ looking to go up about, the Dow Jones Industrial Average looking to open about 109 points higher. And we have the NASDAQ looking to open up 231. So what that means is over here on our big board for the S&P 500, all these are going to be 15-minute delayed. So we will not get any information on this chart until another 30 minutes, which is 15 minutes after the market opens. So back up to AMC, and they did really good. Let me I want to see. Oops, I do not want CNBC on right now. And get this one open. Oops, here we go. I'm just getting everything ready on my brokerage account in case I decide I want to make a trade today. And lot of positions in here. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chip makers. We have AMD is looking to open up a big 1.72, $1.72. They will be up to 2%, a little over 2% on the open. And a lot of people are talking about this lately, and I used to talk about it. I used to like the stock. I still like the stock. They don't get nearly the credit that they've been getting, that they should be getting based on their earnings. They absolutely blew out earnings. And look at this. Look at this. Red, red, red. Huge gain. They won't report again until May 4th, but they blew out earnings, had an estimate of 47 cents, blew it out at $1.45, and then right after that point of earnings, the stock tanked. And it's been tanking ever since then. Okay? So be careful if you do that one. My initial price target on that would probably be up about $84 or so. And so if they can break through that, you might see 92-ish. But be very careful with that stock. This is not financial advice. This is only for education and entertainment purposes. Don't do what I do. If you do what I do, or if I tell you about a trade I did and you mimic that trade, you will go broke. You will lose 100% of your money. And that is our disclaimer. Okay, so Intel is looking to trade up 70 cents, or a little about 1.12%. And then NVIDIA is actually my favorite. Looks like it's up about $16 in the pre-market, up 3%. Again, the NASDAQ has pulled back a little bit in the last couple hours here. Where are we at here? Sorry about that. My bad. NASDAQ has been flat since in the pre-market. So had a huge run up here up to 515 on NVIDIA, and there we go there. But look at this. Look at the NASDAQ, and we're on a 5-minute here. Again, peaked out at 13.013. So not much higher than where it's at now, but it has pulled back in the last hour or so. It has pulled back, but quite a bit of support at 12.9. Let's see here. Midnight. Nice run up. Okay. All right, NASDAQ. I see you. Very cool. All right, Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla's looking up to open again. You know, I got out of my Tesla at 663. I have not bought back in yet. I'm not convinced. I've got some other favorites in the EV space, but it is looking to open up almost 5% higher to 30.84 or up to 698.90. It is up $30.84 in the pre-market. All right, let's take a quick look at Ford and GM. GM first. GM looking at a nice rise, about 0.5%, so up 27 cents, and you know, a bigger driver on that. Bigger driver, get it? Ford, they're up 8 cents. Looks like they're going to battle for this $13 again. It did hit up to 13.06, not only in the aftermarket yesterday, but also in the pre-market this morning. So there is some resistance up there, about 6 cents north of $13 there, but it's trading up right now. 0.62 cents. So AMC in the house. So again, great job by AMC. They did really well. Let me see AMC. And I want to. We did have a buy-in balance on AMC at the close yesterday, 10 minutes before the close. That rode into the after hours. And definitely gapping up just a little bit. Let's see here. Wall Street Journal, Press Digest. That was a good one actually. And let me see what they come up with on this. So again, AMC trading up 79 cents to 10.55 in the pre-market. So definitely looking good there. Analyst actions. Looks like we had an increase. Hold on. B. Riley adjusts AMC Entertainment Holdings price target to $7 from $5.50. So that's good news, and that's key. When you have an analyst after earnings this morning, and this came out, let's see here, about a little over an hour and 10 minutes ago or so. But when you have an analyst that takes a price target on AMC from 550 up to 7, that is good. They're not going to go out on a limb, but they're definitely going to go out there. And if we look at, let's see here, let's take a quick look here. I think Yahoo shows that. Go market B. Let's see. Let's just click on the first one here, see what happens. And nothing happens. Oh, here we go. Scroll down. Bad link. I think it was Market Watch. I think had a good one. Expected to beat earnings. Analysts. So here we go. This is the one I think. This should be it. Nope. That's from March 3rd. All right, so they're not showing it. Let's see if we can take a look at AMC. And go back over here. Hey, Liberty, leave it. Come on, what are you doing? Good morning, how you doing? My dog wants attention. All right. And let's see here, short interest. Okay, on AMC for the day, as of 3/10/2021, short volume was 78 million shares on a market volume of 261 million shares. Short volume ratio 30%. Okay, and looks like they're saying that there's very interesting here. Remember we had that big dump yesterday, right, along with GME. Now they're saying that there are 5.2 million short shares available. That's as of this morning here. So I don't know that I necessarily buy that. Short borrow fee rate is 6.98%. I know there's some sites out there talking about, oh, the short borrow rate's at 11%, and I can see it on this and that and the other thing. But yesterday it was 6.98. So if it was 6.98 yesterday, and the short shares availability went up from that 330,000 to 5.2 million, they're doing one of two things. They're either lying out of their skinny little teeth, and they're not telling us about the real short volume, or they did exit a lot of their position on shorts yesterday. Again, we've got a lot of institutionals going in. When you see an analyst, B. Riley adjusted their price target from $5.50 up to $7, that definitely is going to have an effect on the stock. Let's see here. I'm looking for anything else here. Social buzz. MC shares continue to rise, trading up 6%. Liberty, come here. Hold on, let me put her in here. Go. Here, buddy. Go on. All right. Okay, so again, if the borrow rate is 6.98, I don't know if you can buy these charts or not. Short volume ratios, etc. Short volume of 78 million. That's an increase yesterday. So this is saying the short volume was 78 million. What this doesn't tell you is whether those short shares, huge increase. So explain to me this: if short volume was 78 million, how then do we go to 5.2 million shares available? Riddle me that, Joker. Put call ratio. This is something that is supposedly, allegedly open, shown to us daily. Can someone explain to me why since March 2nd all the way through March 11th, the put call ratio is exactly at 1.54 every single day on this stock? Not 1.53, not 1.55, but 1.54 every single day. Definitely not buying it. I don't pay for this site, so I don't have that. I don't pay for this part here. unlock on the premium data. But this is fintel.io, and let's see here. Here's Seeking Alpha. 11, 12 related news stories. The latest news story on this site is from November 12th of 2019. Okay, maybe check your RSS feed there, because you are not pulling the latest news. That's funny. That is funny. Let's go into. I want to go into Google Finance for a second. And we'll take a quick look here. And again, we got 3 minutes until the market opens. And just a super chart on AMC here. I think we're looking good. All right, let's see. Stocks making the biggest moves pre-market: Oracle, Bumble, AMC, Cloudera, GameStop, AMC, Bumble. Stock freight fourth quarter losses near. See, again, this is going to be all negative news. You know, they're not going to talk about the revenue. They're not going to talk about the theaters opening. They're not going to talk about the fact that they closed 60 unprofitable theaters. They're not going to talk about the fact that they partnered with both Harvard as well as Pfizer on cleaning regimens for their theaters. They're not going to talk about that stuff. They're going to talk about this. AMC suffers 88% sales slump. A CEO is optimistic. All right, so one bad news, one good news. I was rising almost 7% pre-market. Net loss. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to this story here. But let's take another quick look here. So we're up 10.60. We're up 75 cents, almost 7.61% in the pre-market, which is fantastic. That is really good news. GME is looking to trade down $21 on the open. If you're looking at that, let's take a look at the S&P 500. All right, so S&P 500 is looking to trade up 27 points. Scroll down here. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow Mini Futures. The Dow is looking to open up 131 points, and the NASDAQ is still holding, looking to open up about 1.7% higher at 215, which is good. I know a lot of you have a lot of tech in there, so definitely understand that. All right, so 1 second here. Let me. Okay. And let me get this one. Bear with me here, folks. Okay, all right. And we have nice jump on the open. Let's take a quick look here as we're open. Equity markets are now open, and we have AMC with a nice jump right on the open there. Look at that, right up to 1065 like we called it. And so we should see a little bit of a rise here right on the open. And usually what happens, it'll kind of do like what it did over here. It'll jump up. We might get as high as 1080 or so, and then it will settle back down a little bit. So let's just be careful here. If you're going to pile back in, the sentiment is a little silly, so be careful. All right, so we have the Dow Jones. We'll leave this up here. I'm going to go back down to the 30-second chart so we can see what's going on. Okay. Again, any buy signals? Let's check the 3-minute. Okay, 3-minute. Yeah, to buy in the pre-market, we have a doji right here at 1050, so we might see a little downward pressure here. There it is. So we got a little bit of downward pressure there. Nothing necessarily to worry about. The blue is still above the red. Volume is definitely selling pressure. Look at that. Definitely over the buying pressure there on the open. So again, it looks like the battle is going to be, this is the 30-second chart. Looks like the battle is shaping up, at least initially, to be at the $10 level. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. If we look at where we were, last week on the daily, you know, we finished $9 level. So if we can hold this $10 level, hey, I'll take $1 a week all day long. I will take $1 a week. Also looking good. All right, so recap. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 79 points to 32,377. We have the NASDAQ up 204 points up to 13273. And then we have the S&P 500 up 26.58 to 3925. So definitely a good start to the market there. There's a nice push. There's a very nice push. Volume coming back in. Again, this volume for this to hold is going to have to be greater than these two bars right here. If the volume holds and this increases above here, then we got ourselves a nice little run here. So good stuff coming in. Definitely have some buyers coming into the market. The NASDAQ is holding on to 198 points. The S&P holding up to 26, and the Dow is up about 100 points. So there's a nice little push there, 1070. And we just broke the volume higher too. So we're higher on the volume on these other two candles. So bulls are in control. Let's take a look at GameStop real quick. GameStop again. GameStop is closing down. I know I was on a channel that said, hey, is GameStop going to be up or down tomorrow? And I said, it's going to be down on the open because we're stealing the thunder. And by we, I mean those that are following AMC. So there you go. So back to it one more time. All right, so GameStop again. GameStop is down $9.30 on the open. Buying opportunity? Not so sure. It did get as low as 241.50. So the fact that we're having a nice bounce here, it's participating in the run. A little bit of sell-off at the open. That could have been people on earnings. They may even have profits, and they said, hell, hey, sell my shares on the open based on the positive earnings, optimism. And that's what I would call yesterday's earnings report, optimism and reality. Because as Cinemark has all their stuff closed, so we're up 9.5%. Cinemark is down 16 cents. And so, they're going to come out in their stories, and they're not even talking about things. Their last story is March 5th, where they basically said, let's see here. Where was it at? Here it is right here. Rival Cinemark did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Big news in New York about theaters opening, and Cinemark has no comment on it whatsoever. Are you kidding me? Learn to market yourself. We've got a CEO, Aaron, in AMC that is all about marketing the company with facts and truth and what they have going on. They eliminated $600 million of debt. They turned around and got their theaters ready, remodeled a whole bunch of other ones, hired not only Harvard, but they also hired Pfizer on cleaning techniques for coronavirus going forward. And the CEO had the quote yesterday, and he said this exactly, his exact words. The days of a dirty theater are over. The days of a dirty theater are over. And so that certainly bodes well for the stock too. And I don't know if he's let's take a quick look here. I want to take a peek here at CNBC. And what I don't like about CNBC is that, they include it in my brokerage because I don't have cable. But my brokerage firm streams it for me, and I kind of want to see if they end up talking about AMC. So if somebody hears I'm talking about AMC, let me know, and we will certainly be able to put that up there. So hey, good morning. Thanks for stopping in. We're on the AMC run this morning here. So a little bit of pullback here, peaked out at 1086. Let's take a look at the 3-minute. We still don't. We had a buy signal on the 30-second. That's irrelevant. On the we're still on a buy signal on the 3-minute. That's the one I use for decisions. Blue line is above the red line. This is MACD on the bottom, moving average convergence divergence. I got my pivot points that will tell me where the bottoms are for support and the tops are for support, and bottoms are for support and the tops are for resistance. And had a little bit of a down candle there too, but again, we're still 6% up. So back to the 30-second. And on the 30-second, please, on my 30-second chart, do not pay any attention to buy and sell signals on here. They will not work very successfully for you, or they will be such a tight frame that by the time you see it, it may lag and it may put a buy candle, or it may put a buy signal on this candle, when it's already at this candle, and then it's time to sell. So on the 30-second one, now we're pulling back a little bit, but still up 5.4% as the overall market pulls back as well. So the Dow has pulled back off of being up 100 points. It's now up 57 points. The NASDAQ, however, has increased its spread. It's up to 228 now, and the S&P holding right at this 27 points level. So 1031, got some sellers coming in. Sellers are exceeding buyers. So if you're looking for an opportunity to pick up more shares, wait a little bit. Let's go to the 3-minute. And I'm going to extend this out a little bit. All right, so we got a wick down here to 1030, 1031. Okay, it broke that to 1029, but again, a two penny hit says we still have some good support right at this level. So we have good support right at this level going all the way to yesterday's aftermarket and this morning's pre-market. So NASDAQ is still hanging out at this 226 level. And while we're watching that here, seeing if it can hold this level here. Okay. Hey, my Rocket Mortgage in my one of my retirement accounts is up. Yay, go Rocket. All right, so 1030, 1030, 1030, we got pivots at 1029 and 1031 and 1035 in the pre-market and the aftermarket yesterday. So it's broken that level. All right, so if it broke that level, where are we at on our next level of support? Down about 967. 967 and 970 based on yesterday's. Will we get down to 951? We'll see. But be very careful here if you're looking at this one. Definitely on a buy signal there on that candle. Okay, so again, 967 is probably the next support level on the way down. But it's holding on to its gains. Our buddies over there at GameStop, they're down 16 points. And we're just going to follow this a little bit and take a look at what's going on with it. So it looks like GameStop wants to flatten out there at its support level. Have an up candle here, a little bit higher high or higher low. A little bit higher low on this candle. But 1017, this $10 level, they're going to want to try and drive this thing down to below 10 today at some point. So again, be careful. If you're looking to add shares, two thoughts on that. Number one, every share you buy, of course, helps because it combats those that are selling. But if the selling volume is greater than the buy volume, we had sell volume over here, we had buy volume. This buy volume did not exceed this candle on the sell. When you have that happen, you can expect further downside on the stock. Okay. We had MACD convergence divergence. It was as it approaches it, you can front run the sell signal here just a little bit if the angle of descent is fast. So if the angle of descent is fast, you can front run the sell signal by about a candle and get out of something before you buy it back in again. Again, for those that scalp. Okay. Let me let her off. Hold on a second. Here we go. And there's a little bit of a bounce. So you have another buy signal on the 30-second. We'll look at see if we picked one up. We did not pick one up on the 3-minute chart yet. Why? Because this bottom of this candle was 1012. That's why. So you won't know for another minute whether we have a confirmation here. But we still have, a little bit of buyers a little bit higher there. Oh, I'm sorry, that was at the open. So right now on the 30-second, come back a little bit, but here's the problem. See these? This volume does not exceed this volume. If this volume does not exceed this volume, we'll see if we get more pressure here. Again, lower volume, lower volume, lower volume, even as the candles go up. NASDAQ holding at 216 points up, or about 1.67%. Dow Jones Industrial Average back up above 100 points, up 0.37, and the S&P up 29. So again, we have declining value, or I'm sorry, declining volume on these candles. So it's probably going to flatten out. Might see a doji here, and if that doji turns red, we're going back down. Okay, there's a red doji. Yep. Let's see where this ends up at. 8 seconds. And again, this is 30-second chart. And there it is. Okay, so again, when you, just like I talked about, when you have this declining volume on the green side with buyers coming in, even with an ascending chart, you know, you should have caution there. You know, people would look at this and say, oh, this is a beautiful 3-bar play setup. You have the confirmation here, you have the turn, you have one candle above, and then you have another candle above, these 2 candles down here. Let's buy, go all in. We're going to scalp, we're going to make a lot of money. Not if the volume doesn't exceed that those prior red candles. So right now we're below, on the 30-second chart, we're well below the 50 and 200 period averages, as well as the VWAP. VWAP is at 1049. Now this is pretty decent news that you had the VWAP here on this last run up to 1087 up there, and it is only slightly declined. And that's because of the volume pumps here, 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 and here on the buy side. But again, we talked about this 967 or 970 level, and we may end up going back down to that level, and then we're going to test it. We're going to see if we can hold that. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about yesterday, and I'm talking about post-market. So we have this 970, you know, I don't know if we're going to dip as low as 951, but this 967, 970 level, that's the next one coming in place since we broke through this 1031. We broke through this 1031, went back up to a quick reset on the 5-minute on the VWAP, bounced off the VWAP, coming down again, and now we're sliding. But the NASDAQ is going down too. It's still up 190, but it was up as high as 225. Dow Jones was up a little over 100, 111 or so. It's up 95, and the S&P is basically flat since it opened at staying up about 23 points. So again, the charts that we have over here, this is the volatility index. And again, volatility means if you're scalping trades, you can make some money right now because of this, right? You can buy on the bottom, sell on the top, wait for this to come down, buy again, rinse and repeat. Okay, so back to the 30-second. Again, no real buyers. The bears are in control here, just like we talked about. 1070, or I'm sorry, 970 is probably the next stop down, unless it builds a new level. There really, you know, is 1012 a new level? That's the question, right? Go to the 3-minute. Haven't seen any 1011s. You know, they had a 1016 pivot. So I think you got to be careful here. Let's see here. Someone says, "Want to get it to 1,000 or what?" They say 1,000 or 10,000. Hey, I love the Reddit feeds, the live on AMC stock subreddit, the chat lounge daily thread, and you got some trolls in there. One of them says, "Say bye bye to anyone who bought at 11 and 12 yesterday." LOL. Yeah, you're a tool. Okay. Let's see here. Can everyone buy right now? Let's all buy right now. You've got a lot bigger players in this than just all of us on the Reddit feed, folks. We're not the only ones out there. You have a lot of institutions on our side. You have a lot of them buying the stock. All right, up bar. So 1013 or 1005 is the low on the day. Go to 32nd. Definitely still seller's territory on the 3-minute. A little bit of consolidation. So this is actually okay news. But again, the buying that you have, the buy volume does not exceed the last sell volume. The buy volume doesn't exceed the previous sell volume. These are buy on open orders up here. So 1020, that's looking pretty good. And hold on a second. $10.19. No real news there. Let me check my broker firm. See if there's any other. So stocks on the move. Bumble, Apple, Roblox. Hey, if you got into Roblox in the 60s yesterday, nice run this morning in the pre-market and back up on the open. So had a real nice run, topped out at 77.78. I did not participate in this one, but if you did, congratulations. It's actually looking to form a nice range here on the blocks. So had a run, it got up as high as $92 in the pre-market. So $92. Let me put my phone up there. Get out my calculator here. 74.89 divided into 9201. So it's up 6.5% now, but it's pulled back 19% from a pre-market high of 9201. A little bit of resistance here at 89. That's probably the real resistance. These are just tops of wicks of candles. Support, you're looking at this right pretty much where it is right now as far as the pre-market goes. And again, because it just started trading yesterday, its bottom right now is in the high 60s. But we've got a nice move on the Dow. The Dow is up 153, Nasdaq's up 194, S&P is up 26. So Roblox looks like it's forming a nice little support level at the 72 level, 73, 74 level. Might reach back down to 69 here in this run. That's on the 3-minute. Definitely don't have a buy signal. Nice set of buyers here. This is profit taking on this candle here. So a good set of buyers in here. The sellers did not exceed the buyers, but we got the sellers right now in control. And this is probably your day traders and your scalpers in the first half hour of the market being open. They're gonna take that ride that they had on the way up, and they're gonna sell. And now those that bought up here are basically panicking because they've already lost $5 on the stock. They're down 6%, right? So again, where would I see this going back down to before buyers come back in? Upper 60s, 68, 69. We can stay and watch this one for a second. And while we're watching Roblox here, we'll take a look at my accounts here and see where I'm at. Come on. That's good. Ford is up. U.S. oil is up. Nice. All right. Good deal. Up about 6,700 or so. That's a nice start. I still own some Rocket in my retirement accounts. I sold my Rocket yesterday in my taxable account so I can buy more AMC calls. and the AMC calls that I picked up yesterday, as we hold this 1030 level. Again, we talked about this earlier, that it's kind of consolidating here and looking where we're at. What did it dip down to? 1005? Okay, all right. I'll take that. I'll take a dip to 1005. That one I'll take. Sellers, again, here's the problem though, folks. We got buyers coming in that do not exceed what the sellers have been doing. So unless this was institutionals dumping and taking profits after the aftermarket yesterday, interesting. But I still think the battle is shaping up for tomorrow. Let me take a look at the option chain for tomorrow, and I want to see what the interest is, and I also want to see what the volume is. And at the $10 level, where are we at here? What's that? The 1050 level. Open contracts on the $10 level. You have 26,353 open interest on the 1050 calls for tomorrow. Yeah. You have 18,487 open interest calls on the $11. And looks like the $11 is the volume. And there's just had a little drop down in the options prices. Let's see, the VIX is still low, S&P is flat. So just had a whole bunch of red pop up on the options chain. And there's a doji on the actual stock, so we might see a little downward pressure here. Volume, looks like the volume is on the $11 calls for tomorrow. 7,330 contracts, and those contracts are actually down 32 cents. 1050s, no real open interest for those. You know, people are picking, they're going to pick the higher dollar amounts. You also have 23,966 open interest on the $12 calls for tomorrow. The 1150 calls, volume today is only 949. Volume on the $12 calls, 4,600. But all the action right now is on this $11. So hey, we might see a battle. We might. I could be wrong on this. I said maybe 10 might. Well, 10 still might be it. But you have volume on the $11 calls exceeding the $10 calls by about 1,500 contracts right now. Okay, so definitely something interesting for me to look at. And I want to take a look at, let me get back into my taxable account. And I've basically got three screens. On the screen over here, I've got the S&P 500 as well as the VIX. And then on my screen over here, I have my main screen, which is showing like AMC, etc. Okay. So still holding this 1030 level. But yeah, so the battle is going to be either between either $10 or $11 for tomorrow. But $12 and $10 both have right about the equal interest and the equal volume. But the majority of volume going on right now today is on this $11 calls that expire tomorrow. So now I'm going to go out to the March 19th contracts, and I'm going to see what's going on with those as far as volume goes. Okay, first initial look, volume is highest, 50,000 contracts open interest on the $10 calls for next Friday, the 19th. But and that has the most volume today of 5,500 contracts. And on the put side, also the $10, 9,700 open contracts on the 10, 13,000 open contracts on the 9. But the $10 has 50,283 contracts on open interest. Okay, so the volume down here on AMC, it exceeds this, which is good. This exceeds this one, which is good. From the time we started, the buyers have been outbidding the sellers on AMC. But again, this is the 30-second chart you're looking at. You really want to have fun, we can take it down to a 1-second chart. and see every candle that you'll never be able to keep up with, because the buy sell, it'll go buy sell, buy sell, buy sell, buy sell. It'll be like a freaking roller coaster. All right, NASDAQ holding on to its gains, up 200, S&P 500 up 30 points, and the Dow is up 182 points. So we've got about a 1.55%. Let's look at the heat map. Let me switch this out to a 30-second though before you all freak out, thinking that the darn thing's going down and crashing when it's not. But that's interesting. See the doji here? Go back to the 1 second. If we go back to the 1 second, look at that. You can say, oh, it's a rally, it's a rally, it's a rally. Not so quick. Gonna settle down there. All right, look at the heat map. Watch the colors change from gray to red and green. And boom, there you go. All right, so what we have is we have the tech sector is up. We have NVIDIA up 3% today to 513.90. That's good. I've got some 540 calls that I'm negative on that expire next Friday, the 19th. Intel is up. Micron is up. Qualcomm is up. Avgo is up. TXN is up. AMD is up 3.84%. So, and NVIDIA is up 3.04%. So, what did we say on AMD earlier before the open? We were talking about that one and talking about $83, $84. So maybe if it gets there, we might see 91, 92-ish. Microsoft up 1.48%. Adobe up. Oracle down 8%. That's based on their earnings, my friends. So if you look at that, you had a little bit of a sell-off on Oracle after they came out with earnings. And trading down. And here's why. They exceeded, but they only exceeded by a little bit. So 5 cents. So 111 divided into 116 minus 1. So they exceeded earnings estimates on revenue per share or earnings per share by 4 cents yesterday, and that's causing them to go down if you have Oracle. But back to our AMC. Oil holding on to its gain, which means my U.S. oil is up today. Woohoo! A little bit, $500. We'll take that. 428. Sorry. All right. So, you don't really when you're looking at this chart and you're looking at 30 seconds, you don't really have a firm view of support and resistance levels. 1005 is the lowest we've gotten today. But even as we go further out, like the 3-minute chart here, you don't have the buyers exceeding the sellers off the sell-off on the open. But we're well past that, right? We're 20 minutes. We're 20 minutes past that. So that's looking pretty good. Okay. So again, our loss was only $3.15 per share versus the consensus estimate of $3.24. So that's a 9-cent beat on the earnings, which is good. All right. That looks pretty. That looks okay. All right, let's look at some of the averages and see what they're doing here. All right, Dow Jones Industrial Average, again, that is up 217 points. Let's go. Oil is up 49 cents a barrel, so your gas prices are going up this weekend. If you don't have, fill up today, because tomorrow morning your gas prices are going up. If they haven't already started to change this morning, because they're up 1%. I think it was California. They're on their 50-something day in a row that gas prices have gone up. I know down in Florida, gas prices are up about 97 cents. Across the south, they're up quite a bit too. And let's see, I think I have, here we go. I follow oil pretty closely. So 282. So last time I looked at this was at 279. So this is 3 cents higher on the average. But look at California. 378, Oregon 306, Washington 320, Illinois 298, Pennsylvania $3.08, New York, East Coast 287. So definitely definitely on the increase. Yeah, 378, highest in the country, I think, except for Alaska. Alaska 304. I think Hawaii is always higher. Let's see. 354. No. So California leading the charge with high gas prices, 378 a gallon. Again, I think when I looked at oil, I said, hey, you know, gas prices are going to go up to 450. If gas prices go up to 450, U.S. oil, up to the daily, and I have an alert set at $70. So if gas prices go up to 450, I have an alert set at $70. And so, and that might be a sell signal for me personally on my holdings. But again, that 44.06 divided into $70, you know, that is another 37% I'm looking to make off of U.S. oil before I'm looking at selling. So there you go. All right, let's take a quick look at Tesla. Where are we at here? Tesla. Come on. Roblox continuing its run, 73. Oops, sorry. Let me get back down to the 30-second. Not gonna be able to read those candles. Consolidation phase here, not bad. That's good. If it can build a layer of support in here from the 74 to 72 and make a nice channel, it might make another run north. I don't know if it's going to get all the way up to 77 again, but that looks pretty good. Tesla up $24 to 692. Nvidia 516. That's a nice break to the north. There we go. So again, if it hits this 519, it got it to 518.43 today. If it breaks some of this pre-market 518, 519, it might make a run back north again. So that looks pretty good. My percentages on the day. Let me take a quick look here. What am I up in? My options contracts. They changed. Some of my options are up like 90% today, or 60%. My AMC options are up 11%. That's good. And I've got 45 calls altogether, expiring on March 19th. I have 30 calls at $4 that expire on March 19th. I have 15 calls at $8 for the April 16th options expiration. I like the monthly. That's just me. You can scalp and go with the weeklies if you want. A lot of people like to do options and then they close them overnight. I tend to swing trade them more because, but that has gotten me in trouble before too. But I am on a nice run today. Let's see here. We got the Dow up. Oops. We have the Dow up 206, the Nasdaq up 248. And the S&P 500 up 36.87. And AMC on a nice run here. This is really nice looking because the volume is holding. As far as the percentage, we're open a half an hour and we've hit 26 divided into 152. 17% of the average volume is what we've hit in the first half hour. And so, all right. So Dow is up 0.62%, NASDAQ is up 1.92%, S&P is up 0.94%. I personally am up 3.3%. But I'm pretty well balanced. I got a lot of oil stuff. I got a lot of Ford, a lot of U.S. oil. I own some pharmaceuticals, a couple of them, but they're smaller ones, so don't pay any attention to this. Iterum Therapeutics, and then I had a nice run on KMPH. But the other one is 9 meters Biopharma, and they're up 4.71% today too. And this one, I need this one upwards around $2. I've got some options that expire next week. I'll probably roll those out to April and look for another run. And both of those plays are on COVID type treatments. So COVID ain't going away. All right, back up to AMC. 69 cents up to 10.53. Really nice run here, folks. This is actually really good that we're seeing this. Let's take a look at the 3-minute. Should be on a solid buy signal with no sell. Here we go. So it's got to break this. It's got to break this 1060 for a full upward trend. That's why it has an issue to buy signal on the 3-minute. But I would have been okay picking some up on this candle here in the 1031 range. Starting a little consolidation, as is the Dow and the S&P. S&P is up 235. We'll see a little bit more green here. Watch the color change really quick. There we go. So we have energy, ExxonMobil up 0.6%, Chevron up 0.6%, U.S. oil is up a little bit higher than that. Again, careful on your natural gas. Natural gas, you could get hurt on that one. I think 88%, or I want to say 80%. Over, this one I know is true. Over 80% of all people live above the equator. So what that means is natural gas used for heat is going to go down during the summer. So be careful on natural gas. Oil, absolutely bullish on oil. We have volatility in the Mideast. We have Saudi Arabia did not like that we came out and said that we will not support Saudi Arabia against the Houthi rebels. And now the rebels turned around. They attacked a oil field, storage field last week in Saudi Arabia. And OPEC also came out and said that they are going to continue to limit supplies. That was the key, through April. So they're going to limit the supply of oil through April, which means they're not, even as demand goes like this, which it is, gas prices are going up. They're gonna take some profits because they lost a lot of money after the pandemic hit last March. So good stuff there. The banks and the regionals are down a little bit. I know somebody was saying, "Hey, buy the banks, buy the banks." Careful on these, at least today. At least today. Walmart up a little bit. Costco up 1.5%. Target up 0.09%. So there you go. Dollar General up 0.77%. And Dollar Tree up 0.41%. So retailers continuing their little bit of a run. Let's look at some of the defense stocks and aerospace. Boeing, what a great story on Boeing. Up another 3% to 253. Lockheed Martin down a little bit. Northrop down a little bit. L3 down. General Dynamics up a little bit. GE down. Again, GE yesterday announced that they are basically merging their aircraft engine facility. And let's take a quick look at that one. I know I don't own any GE, so I haven't followed them as closely as some other folks have. Let's see here. Fitch maintains GE at a BBB bond rating on $30 billion sale of aircraft leasing business. I'm sorry, yeah, so it was their leasing business. So General Electric exited the leasing business, probably because of the glut of available airlines on leasing. The prices on leasing have gone down. They didn't properly hedge during the pandemic, and they probably had to dump that. And this is not the GE that my parents or your parents or grandparents owned. So be careful on this one. AMC pulling back a little bit. All right, that looks pretty good. Looking at a possible buy here. I want to. Looking at a possible buy. Look at GameStop. GameStop took a turn. There you go. Good for them. Again, you're going to see 250, but will the battle, this is still shaping up. Look, the earnings for tomorrow, or I'm sorry, not the earnings. The battle for close tomorrow is not as important as the battle for the close next Friday, the 19th. This goes for every single stock with options out there. This is not a GameStop or an NVIDIA thing. This is the market makers drawing their battle lines so that they don't get caught holding the bag. And holding the bag on options means that they have to come up and pony up with the shares on any of the calls that they didn't hedge against already that mature, that expire. And here's the thing, when people talk about short interest in shares, and they talk about squeezes, and boy, I hope none of you got caught at that 348 yesterday on the high on GameStop. But this may make a run back up to 300. Doesn't look good from the aftermarket. Sorry about the pivot points. Actually, let me go out further. And I will zoom that in. All I want is yesterday and today. All right. Good consolidation on GameStop at this 200 level. So, again, so if there's going to be any battle in GameStop tomorrow, it's not as important as the March 19th options. It may be back at the 200 level if they push it, or the 300 level, but that 300 level is going to be so hard, folks. I can't emphasize enough that the battle for 300, we would have to get well above that 300 today to hold any chance of a battle tomorrow to break 300. So if you own calls above $300 for expiration tomorrow, be very, very careful. It did not in the pre-market or the post hit that level. It did get up to that 348 yesterday, but then when the sellers came in, the selling candles exceeded the buying candles. And so even though when it went down, that's why you see the depth of these sells. And what happened was it hit that 348, smart money got out. When it dropped, this candle here, which you had, this is a 5-minute candle, it hit that bottom. This is basically 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you have people margin called big time in their accounts. And what they probably didn't realize is when you're margin called, you're not margin called during the day. They're not calling you and saying, hey, you got money to borrow here. You've got to provide that money back right now. And it'll show up in their screen as red. You're down, $6,000, and they panic, and then they sell the stock. You have until the end of the day. So, for example, right now, if I looked at my, what is this? Oh, the gold coin proofs, the 2021 American Eagle gold coin proofs go live at 12 noon today, if you're looking to pick up any of those. If I go into my margin account and I look at my balances, I've got day trade buying power right now of around $42,000. So I've got margin power of about $12,000. So I can trade stuff. I've got cash available in my account to trade it. And let me see what my exposure is here. What do I got? What's my total here? Oh, we're fine. Yeah, so I've got, because of the options that I have, I don't have anything on margin. I haven't had anything on margin in about 2 weeks because I'm doing options. And options, there's a formula they use. I don't know the exact formula because it varies by the stock. Your margin percentage or your margin requirements on a stock like AMC and GameStop is going to be high. You're going to have the cash in the bank there to be able to leverage anything on those two stocks. The other problem I have with my own margin is my ETFs, and ETFs work a little bit differently. The margin requirements work a little bit differently, and I'm very heavy into U.S. oil ETF in my taxable account. And how much do I got in there? Let's see here. Oh, that's my cost. That's my position. Yeah, I've got between options and the underlying ETF, I've got about $56,000 in U.S. oil. So I've got a lot of money into that one. It actually is my largest holding. So my largest holding is U.S. oil ETF. All right, back to so GameStop again. I don't know that, you know, if it plays, it would have to get up into the 310, 320s today if there's going to be any battle to hold for a 300 tomorrow. And that's on GameStop. The battle most likely might be at the $200 level, but it'll be a small one, so the buyers may not be able to keep up on that one, no matter what they do. AMC is a little bit different. Again, it got up to 11:30 in the pre-market, but that was right. That was when you had Europe that was open at that point, and so you had a little bit of volume over there. Always make sure you hydrate. Sitting at a computer, good posture as well helps, so you don't get all tired. All right, so let's go down to the 3 minute. And yeah, so it never gave us a buy signal on the 3 minute. Still operating on the sell with the second candle of the day. So never got a buy signal today. But if you would have picked it up down here at 10.15, hey, you're up 30 cents. Okay. Market turning just a little bit. S&P still up 30 points, NASDAQ up 214, and the Dow Jones up 178. So looking at the heat map, again, we've got quite a few things a little bit brighter in the green. So what is all this stuff? This is the S&P 500 broken down by sectors, and you have the banks and the regional down here. You have credit services, Visa, MasterCard, Apple by itself, Microsoft, Adobe, Oracle down on their earnings, even though they beat. Nvidia up 3.5% up to 516. That's nice. Micron, AMD up 4%. Again, the battle for AMD, $80 on the options this week for tomorrow. Maybe even a little bit lower too. We'll see. But if it cracks the $83, $84 today and makes a run either towards power hour, that might look good for 84, 85. I don't think it has the fuel to get up to 90 tomorrow. But that should be a $105 stock all day long, and not going by PE ratios at all. Yes, they're all overvalued, but that's the environment that we're in right now. Google and Facebook both up, Amazon up, Tesla up 3.7. Let's go to our buddies over at Tesla. So again, a little bit before we head off this chart, we go to 30-second chart. A little bit of a sell-off here, and that's why we didn't get. Again, on a 30-second chart on my system, pay no attention to the pivot points, which are these 1050s, or not the pivot points, but the buy sells. If it says buy and if it says sell, see how tight that range is? You're not making money there. Don't do it. I rely on my personal rules of trading. I confirm everything I'm doing actually on my 3-minute chart right before I go, and I check over here. We have volatility going up big time, and S&P turning. So these are 30-second charts on the S&P 500, and then the bottom one is the VIX, or the volatility index for the S&P 500. I usually have those down the bottom because I use those as a check on and I have that running all day long. I have 4 screens that I use actually. I have a laptop down here, or I have a laptop right there. I have another screen over here. I have another screen over here, and then I've got my iPad over here watching my YouTube stream, because I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch in case any questions come up over there while I'm streaming. Okay, so AMC 1027, again, it hit this 1005, so got to be careful here. But it's trading with the sentiment of the market. So as I'm looking at the S&P 500, the AMC is basically, from the time it opened down to about here, so about 15 minutes after open, AMC has been basically following the S&P 500 bar by bar with a lag of 1 bar. So I've got 2 bars up on S&P. Look at this, 2 bars up on the S&P 500 here. We've got 1 bar up on AMC. So the second bar here in 3 seconds will probably turn north. There it goes. And the VIX is coming down. So that's a turn, right? Not a confirmed turn. If I look at the 3-minute, not confirmed yet. Okay. But on a 30-second, let's see what we can get up to. All right, I want to check. So on stimulus news, I know all of you are probably going to be excited, those that are making $75,000 a year or less, or if you're married and have a spouse and you're filing jointly, $150,000, you're going to be getting $1,400 put into your direct deposit accounts with the IRS. By the way, if you haven't already, if you have not filed your tax return and you got a paper check for stimulus and you had to get it delayed, go over to the IRS website, get into your by your social security number, date of birth, and name and everything, and put your correct direct deposit information on file. So make sure they have your correct information so that you can get your stimmy check direct deposited versus waiting for a paper check if you haven't already done that. If you already filed your taxes this year and you took a direct deposit, you're covered. Even though those just opened up right about a month ago, I think February 12th is when they started. Okay, so while this is deciding what it wants to do here, I'm going to take you guys into quick update on Bitcoin. Where's my phone? We're up 56,782, and I am excited today to show you why. Ethereum 1802, nice. Sweet. I'm gonna break another 1,000 today on my miners. What am I talking about? I get a payout. Today's payday. Every 3.5 days I get paid. This is my crypto mining wallet. Again, this is public information, so I'm not disclosing anything that has to be. I don't care if my address is exposed. This is only my mining address. It is so I'm up to $483 on this payout, and I'll get paid out in about 10 hours from now. So 7/6, so that's about 5:30 Pacific time. So 8:30 tonight Eastern time, I'll get another payout. And I have 7 different mining rigs that all mine Ethereum, and that's bringing in a little over 4,000 or 2.3 ETH every month. 2.3 ETH every month. So every week I earn about a little over half of an Ethereum in mining. And this is all money that when this pays out a little bit later today, it'll be up about $500. I do have to pay taxes on that. So that's my mining, one of my income streams. So I do want to check I do want to go to the US Mint, and let me pull this down for a second. And you can read that story on AMC. And I'm going to log in. There we go. All right, we can throw this back up here. And I want to put it back at the end here. All right, so today's another release day. So in about another hour and a half, we will have the proof sets being released. And there's 2 versions of there's 3 versions of this. 4 versions, sorry. And these are the gold proofs. So the gold proofs, I don't know if I'm going to pick up any of these or not. I can if I want to. You have 1/10 of an ounce gold proof, 1/4 ounce, 1 ounce, 1/2 ounce. The 4 coin set would be interesting to get, or a 1 ounce. And let's take a look at what gold is, the spot, and this is why. So these are strictly collectible. You are not going to, gold is at $1,722. Okay, so remember that, $1,722, and their 1 ounce coin is at $23.75. So you're paying a premium. So we're at $17.22 on spot, divided into $23.75. you are paying a 27-cent premium to get the proof versus like a brilliant uncirculated. Okay, but again, it's a beautiful coin. It's gonna have the designer's names on it, the co-designers of the coin, as well as it is going to have the W as far as the West Point Mint. And then you get a pretty box and a nice eagle on there. Nice. So what's interesting is that they did not advertise that the American Eagle silver coins came with that eagle on the box. I was quite surprised that came out. Classic American. Here we go. Oh, that's the platinum. I got some of those. Here we go. Now, these are not available. You can't buy these right now. Yeah, so here's what they did. What they did was they showed the design, beautiful design. This is the last issuance of this design with the reverse heraldic image on the back of the eagle. They come out with new coins in the summertime that won't be West Point minted. They'll be minted out of San Francisco as well as Philadelphia, and so you won't be able to get the W's. These are already selling for a pretty penny. But here's the interesting thing: my outside of the box has the same eagle on it that the gold coin does. If you want to get the set, which is a 4-ounce set, you can, and that's going to be the 1 ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, and 1/10 ounce. But if you look at, but here's the interesting thing: I paid $73 for these bad boys, and if I go to, let me pull it down here for a second, and I'm going to go to eBay, and I'm going to check 2021 American Eagle proof, and I'm going to go to the Rover. There we go. Oh, that's a specific one. Be careful. If you buy eagles off of eBay, those are $73 pre-sale, right? Look at the pictures. Unless they have the actual coins, now this is $124.95. These are just stock images. These are all stock images. This one appears to not be, and but again, it's showing the coin, so he may actually have it. But there are a lot of fakes on eBay. This particular one looks to possibly be legit, but again, doesn't show the picture of the outside of the case. So I would be leery of buying any coins on eBay. Check your LCS, which is known as your local coin dealer. If you're going to buy off of eBay, look for legitimate pictures of things that are actually sold. But look at these things went for $73. They're selling the proofs for $249, $149, $149, $219, $219. So 100% profit. I bought a small amount of them on release day back on February 11th, and I could sell a couple of them right now and pay for all my other coins. I saw one selling for as much as $349 on eBay. So be careful. Be careful on those. Go with a reputable dealer if you can. But the gold ones come out today, and if you want to pick those up, $2,300 an ounce. I'm not buying any today. I don't really want gold. I think it's overvalued. I think if you look at gold, and let's go out to the weekly. This was a while ago. This was back in the summertime. This is gold in the summertime, and I looked at gold and I said, nope, ain't doing it. Don't like the chart. And my subconscious just triggered right now. I've not looked at this chart actually in quite a while. I don't even have gold on my watch list. That's how much I dislike the pricing on it. as well, because it was up at 2,000 and it hit that high. And this would have been back in November. Yeah, back in November when I drew this. And I said, I don't like it. It may have been over here a little bit later in December. And I said, nope, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You know, versus platinum, which I do like. So here's the same thing. Here's a weekly on the platinum. And that's been a really nice run since April. So the platinum, I'm pretty happy with that. If you look at over here, let's just take the buy signal. Oops, where we're at. And 60% increase in my platinum since April. Price of platinum has gone up 60%, and that's been a really nice win. Okay. Taking a look at the markets. Again, the Dow Jones is up 232, Nasdaq is up 228, and the S&P is up 3,900 1 hour after the open. Let's hit the heat map. And a heat map, I look at that for sentiment. So wherever you see these duller colors, either red or green, it means they're close to zero on the day. Okay, Walmart up 0.06%. So 6/100th of a percent. So barely up at all. Costco up 1%. So a little bit brighter green versus Tesla 242. But Nvidia, look at Nvidia. You can tell the brighter the green, the greater that those companies are up. And I like NVIDIA. Again, as I said before, I'm biased on NVIDIA. Why is this not sticking? There we go. All right, so NVIDIA, I do have some calls that expire next week for 540. So I've got some 540 calls that expire next week. And so I'm hoping I get some back on there because I'm definitely negative on those things. But they're up today. I'm up. My options are actually up 70% today on Nvidia, but I lost a little bit, so I'm still down overall on those. Let me see what I'm up today. Oh, there we go. My crypto is actually down a little bit today, but I'm okay with that. So a little bit. Still have the S&P heading up to the north, so that's good. Take a quick look there. Nice one here. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back to the 5-minute chart. There we go. Here's a 5-minute chart. I like the 5-minute on the S&P. Where's that? Biometrics should show up. So Nasdaq's up 1.85%. My portfolios, I'm up 2.84% today. So that's pretty good. I'll take that. And so AMC. So 1018, we talked about that 1005 level. Go to 30-second chart. So we got the S&P heading north and AMC heading south. GameStop has already turned, and they're back down $1.33. AMC is holding on to its gains. Let's see what our little competitors are doing. Cinemark, again, their theaters, I don't know. The fact that there's no news on Cinemark at all. They priced some notes on the 4th. Pricing of $405 million. Look at this. This is junk bond status. So 5.8%. They're paying bond prices of 5.875% on bonds for Cinemark on $405 million senior notes. Contrast that with AMC that says, hey, we paid off $600 million of debt. Wanda reduced their holdings from almost 50% down to right about 10%. We closed, AMC closed 60 unprofitable theaters, and they beat earnings on revenue and earnings per share based on consensus. Still a loss, but they beat it. I would not go near Cinemark with a 10-foot pole. But it does tell you that if AMC is the largest theater in the United States, and they have theaters in other countries as well, and Cinemark is at $23.79. Watch this, folks. Okay. Pre-pandemic, not even, I have a line on it. Pre-pandemic, $31.52. Okay. AMC. AMC is already higher than where they were pre-pandemic. We're operating basically it hit $21 back in 2018, $21.45. It's at least a $20 stock, folks. I'm telling you right now, people are going to go back to the theaters. They're going to go back to the theaters, and they're going to go back big time. Because not everybody wants to watch a blockbuster movie with their speaker coming out of their TV that doesn't have 5.1, that doesn't have Dolby 7.1 or anything. They're going to want that experience at the big screen. They're going to sneak in their candy bars and go from there. So we're up 43 cents to 10.28. Holding on to that. GameStop turned to the north here. They're positive again, up 37 cents. As the S&P goes up, volatility, the VIX went down. Look at it, greater volatility. This is good. So the fact that we had a nice rise on the S&P, yet the VIX, the volatility, slammed back down to this 21 level is really, really good news. That's very, very bullish. I don't understand why Biden is waiting until tomorrow. President Biden is waiting until tomorrow to sign the stimulus bill. Those of you looking to trade options with your $1,400 stimmy money that comes in may not see those checks until next week. I'm sure they're probably already printing those. They're probably getting the direct deposits ready to go. So if you get direct deposit, there's a good chance you'll get that money. I don't know if you'll get it you won't get it over the weekend. But if you get it early next week, you may have some extra cash to devote to additional long-term buys on AMC. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a tax advisor. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. If you follow any plays that I happen to mention on my stream on Twitch or over on YouTube, you will lose 100% of your money. You will go broke. Don't do what I do. Consult a professional tax advisor. Consult a professional financial advisor for any plays that you want to make. This is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. However, with AMC, I like the stock. And like I said, my personal price target on this thing is $20. I don't know if it's going to gamma squeeze or short sell squeeze. Again, the short interest they were showing on Fintel was 5.2 million as of this morning. Interest rate for borrowing 6.98% as of yesterday, as of last night. So they update that every night. And I just don't see. Oh, I forgot to check this today. Hold on a second. I want to check buyers, and I want to see volume reported if anybody else got in here, and give that a second to update. There we go. So the last update was on the 10th. Look at this, Vanguard again. Oh, that's back from the 1st. Okay, so where they doubled their position, and these are different funds that are buying into it, folks. These are buyers. Vanguard, big time. John Hancock. Small amounts, but look at Vanguard. They went from a 1.2 million share position to a 1.9 million share position. Okay, and if you look at the numbers of the growth on all these institutions, PIMCO 140, grab another 2,000 shares. Look at this one, another Vanguard back on March 1st, 1.8 million total stock market fund. Vanguard is loading the boat on AMC for long term. They're loading the boat on it. And this is all the proof that you need to know that you have institutions that are buying the stock. And they're not going to buy that stock to hold on to the darn thing for 1 week or 2 weeks. They're holding that thing for longer term. Again, the CEO said it on CNBC last Friday, as well as Fox Business on Monday. Top Gun is his favorite movie. He can't wait to see it. He is all over the Top Gun 2 sequel movie to see it. I can't wait to see it as well. But he said between May and July 4th, so between Memorial Day and July 4th, you're going to basically get a blockbuster every single week released to the theaters. And they've got 75% of their theaters open. Looks like Newsom said out in California, said that they're opening their movie theaters in LA and Orange County this weekend. The CEO said on the earnings call he was hoping for the 19th and 20th. I said earlier in the week I was thinking the 2nd and the 3rd of April only because it was logical. I was 100% wrong, and I'm glad I'm wrong. That if they go back to the theaters, they're going to slam those theaters this weekend. So on Monday, I'll be looking at the box office results for over the weekend. But Vanguard, let's look at some of these other big ones. Here we go again. iShares, Russell 2000 ETF, almost doubling their position back on 225. Okay, so that's your buyers. Now let's look at our sellers. And gotta wait for a second for that to update. Give it a minute. There's the update. Okay, these are delayed, folks. These are delayed. You're not going to get this information right away. Anything red shows a closed position. Okay, so these are share decreases. All right, Prudential Financial. They sold theirs back on February 16th. So let's go back to February 16th for a second. And let's go into the daily. And you want to talk about panic selling. Look at this. 572. If you've got money with Prudential, disclosure, I used to be a financial advisor with Prudential Securities, as well as Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith, back in the day. So Prudential got out of their position on the 16th around $5.70 a share. Not smart. But that was pretty much the biggest one. Here's some puts on Wolverine. Oh, look. Citadel. Why did we see that one before? Here's why. Citadel, or look at the institutional owners. You've got some of the biggest holders. Here we go. BlackRock, 5.2 million shares. Vanguard. You know what? Nobody's talking about Vanguard. Nobody is talking about the fact that everybody in the Reddit chat is talking about BlackRock. Oh, BlackRock owns all these shares and everything else. Not anymore. Vanguard. Vanguard owns 4.67%. All that's February 10th. They've doubled down and they've added a huge amount of shares since then. Look at this update. This hasn't updated in a long time. Wanda now only owns 10%. So the last update on this was on February 16th, and that's when all the sells came in. And the smart money on the buyers came in. But what has Vanguard done since then? If we look at Vanguard, there we go. Increased their position big time. Big time, big time, big time. Northern Trust increased their position. If you look at on the 16th, there's some big buys here. JP Morgan Chase bought calls on the 19th. Here's some puts. Here's your enemy, Jane Street, enemy. But this is a hedge. They got puts over here, but they increased their shares. So they're covering, they're hedging their position. They're doing it the smart way. Okay. Northern Trust plowed a bunch of money into it. But Vanguard, JP Morgan Chase, ETFs, taking their positions and taking large positions versus the ones that are selling. That's certainly good news long term. Mutual funds are not going to take a position. One fund is not going to take a position from 1.8 million to 2.3 million shares And what was the pricing on March 1st when they did that? So March 1st, they bought in at 879. What do they know that we don't? On March 1st, Vanguard plowed in, another 500,000 shares at 870. 870, okay? Then we traded down to that infamous $8.01, and Vanguard is now might possibly actually be the largest shareholder in AMC right now across their funds, okay? So when you look at a battle shaping up, and the battle next week might very well be for those options in the $11 or $12 range for the March 19th call expirations. So definitely there. Okay, and asking in the chat, Dennis GSS2 had asked, Citadel has no open positions on the AMC question mark. I disagree. I think they do. So. Here's the thing. The day before the GameStop hearing was on. The GameStop hearing was on, I believe, February 17th with deep effing value. And they asked Citadel Melvin, and Citadel said, we have no open positions in GameStop. Might be correct. Nobody followed up and said, well, do you have any open positions or open shorts in AMC? Nobody asked the question. But what did Citadel do the day before? What Citadel did the day before the hearings, and I'll let this update. I sold my ETH for more AMC. That's hilarious. Webuild's lagging. I'm seeking blanks on M2 at the 25th spot. Never seen that on AMC before. I'll check my level 2 here in a moment. Let me go into this one here. Let me scroll down to the 16th. Let me find our buddies. Where is it at? Hold on a second. Aha, here we go right here. All right, so look at this. This is on the 16th. They increased their puts from 790,000 puts to 1.7 million puts on February 16th. So let's look at the math. Let's look at February 16th. And Citadel shorted the damn thing when the price was at 631. Meanwhile, Vanguard plowed into their positions after that to become possibly the majority shareholder of AMC. If somebody's telling you right now BlackRock is the majority owner of AMC shares, it could be. My math tells me different based on the Fintel info, and my experience is that Vanguard has been plowing money into this. This is the day before. This is the day before. This right here is the day before the GameStop hearings. That's the day before. And then what happened after that? Vanguard slamming shares, doubling positions. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. All right. Look, the amount of shares that they added to this thing is phenomenal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Northern Trust. So they made a position on 3-1. They plowed Vanguard, and look at how many of Vanguard's funds came into this position on March 1st. Let me go into the 4-hour. I'm going to dig it back, and we're going to look at March 1st. Look at this. They bought at 8.70s. They bought somewhere between 824 and 890. So they're swimming in it right now. 890. Let's say they bought at the top, and we're at 1038. They're up 14%. They are up 14% right now since they plowed into it. Do you think they're selling at 14%? I don't think so. I wouldn't sell 14%. Not with all of us retards eating bananas doing this. So my belief is Citadel is still short on AMC. And they're short at $5.74, somewhere around there. They're getting killed. Now the other side of that is that they are probably only paying 6% or so interest on it. If we look at the short side, and again, these are delayed. FINRA, that's for you, FINRA, and that's for you, DTCC. Not, where they disclose. Now we have 27 minutes ago, the short shares. All right, so we're at 5.3 million. So we're at 5.3 million this morning minus 4,900,000. So there were an additional 400,000 shares shorted between last night and this morning. Okay. So that I'm not a subscriber to this. I don't pay for the premium membership. I'm not paying $600 a month or whatever they want for this. Somebody out there has probably got a Bloomberg and can probably look this. Question on how long will Vanguard keep the position? Dude, I don't know. But I can tell you in past experience, I used to work for Merrill Lynch. I used to be a financial advisor. I can tell you off the top of my head that when a mutual fund buys into it, they buy for the long term. They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders, the owners of the mutual funds, that they didn't do it. The biggest tell on this, and go ahead and tell people over in Reddit that this is on there. But if you look at the top mutual fund holders of this stock, look at this. These are individual funds. They jumped. Look at these jumps. Look at this. Vanguard, they plowed into this stock on March 1st. If you think for one single second that they bought and plowed in millions of shares into AMC at $8.75 to $8.90 per share, that they're in it for a gamma squeeze or a short run, long term, here's what they know. Strictly my opinion. This is why this stuff is so good. Strictly my opinion. Cinemark, New York theaters opened up. Cinemark is number 2. Regal, they're basically done. Not quite done, but they're close. Cinemark came out and AMC paid off $600 million in debt. They told their largest shareholder, Wanda, hey, unless we issue shares, we're going bankrupt. What did Wanda say? The Chinese investors? Do it. That diluted Wanda shares from 50% down to 10%. Why? Because Wanda was smart. They knew if we save the company, we don't lose everything. If we save the company, we have opportunities going forward. Theaters opened up in New York City last weekend. What happened? Cinemark said, no comment. No freaking comment. What did AMC say? AMC basically went on CNBC and said, all of our screens are going to be open in New York, all 13 theaters. Oh, by the way, on March 5th, we opened 5 theaters up near San Francisco. Now we got Newsom saying yesterday that theaters in LA and Orange County might open tomorrow, right? And they killed it. And so if you are a mutual fund, I have no idea. But I can tell you from my experience being with Merrill Lynch and Prudential that these mutual fund managers have fiduciary responsibility for long-term growth of the fund. They are not looking 2 weeks from now. They're not looking at options expiring on March 19th or April 16th like I am, at least short term, right? My biggest decision, I have to decide if my calls that I hold for next week, whether I'm going to roll them over. I've got 30 calls in the money at $4 a share that expire next Friday. And I'm thinking of not exercising those for the 3,000 shares that own the shares. I'm thinking about rolling them out to a longer term play on the stock, which is not bad news for all of us. If I roll that, it's not bad news. But Vanguard plowed into this fund on March 1st. I believe I'm the only streamer that says that is even aware of this, that Vanguard plowed into it. As a matter of fact, you know what? Hold on a second, because I'm going to post that in the thread over there in the chat, because people need to hear this. So in case you all don't know, Vanguard plowed into AMC on 3/1 millions of share buys. Okay, there you go. So I just posted, you know, if you guys are in the Reddit thread as well, hey, show me some love. Go ahead and requote my my stream thing there, and we'll see if we have some things come up here as far as what's going on. But I would love to share this information with more people. So, you know, as far as how long will Vanguard keep it, they buy long term, guys. They buy long term. And the fact that they are these are the largest, these are the individual funds with the highest holdings. Look at the amount of shares they have. Vanguard, you think, look at PIMCO following them. But this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 completely separate mutual funds plowed millions of additional shares into AMC on March 1st. And I'm the only one talking about it. I'm the only one talking about Citadel opening up a million put position the day before the GameStop hearings. And I have no idea if they're still short the position. I believe they probably are because they're in at 5. And they're paying interest on it. And they're paying that, what is that, 6.89% interest is what it's showing up as. Let's see here. Let me scroll down. 4.9. So now you had, so we had, you know, 400,000 additional shares went short today. Interest rate they're paying 6.98%. So let's say $1 million times 0.0698, oops, times 0.0698 divided by 365. For every $1 million, they got to pay $191 every single day for every $1 million. But they're short a lot more than that. They are short big time into that fund. So again, the largest ownership. Let's look at the ETFs. So here's the ETFs. They don't have to report as often. But look at this. Back in February. Let's look at February 25th. So here's ETFs. 1 million to 1.7, 400 to 757,000. Okay. All right. So look at that February 25th buys. Now let's go look at the stock. And let me get back over into the 4 hour. And AMC is holding on to gains, up 62 cents, up 6.38%. We're looking at February 25th. Here we go, February 25th. They bought anywhere from 806 up to 946. The smart money went in here, 875. Okay, so when we look at the ATFs, these guys bought a little bit higher, and we don't have the other information. The ones that are selling are lower than the ones that are buying. That's a fact from all this information. The buyers are exceeding the sellers in institution. Buyers are exceeding the sellers on hold on. Okay. All right. Here, please click here after you have disabled your ad blocker. No, that's not happening. Refresh. Let's see if it refresh. Okay. All right. Anyway, I'm not disabling my ad blocker. I don't need pop-ups. All right. So we're up 64 cents on AMC right now. What other questions you guys got? feel free to ask them in the chat, either over on YouTube, or I'm streaming both to YouTube as well as Twitch. So here we're on a 30-second chart. We got a nice run as far as the S&P and the Dow. We're up big time. Dow is up now 295 points. S&P is up 2.24%, and Nasdaq is up 2.24%. S&P is up 1.2%. AMC is exceeding that. We're up 6.2%. GameStop has turned to the positive, just a tad, but again, they're hanging this 270. They've got to break the 285 level or so if they're going to make any run towards 300 tomorrow. It looks like they're trying to draw some battle lines there as well. If you guys want a little bit of DD on GameStop, I can do it. But like I said, I don't own any GameStop. Why? Cohen needs time. Ryan Cohen needs time. If you want to scalp it, if you want to swing trade it, go for it. It doesn't meet my risk profile where AMC does. I like AMC long term. I love them even more short term right now. I am looking to make a little bank on AMC, so I am biased in my opinion, but it's backed by what I think is some really, really good DD that I've done on it. I've basically talked about the institutional ownership. I've talked about, are they gonna? I don't know how to get rid of my ad blocker. I can do that. Let's see. Settings. Hey, anybody know how to turn off my ad blocker? I don't know how. I don't know. You know what I can do? Oh, I know what I can do. I can do this on Chrome. So we'll take a look at that. Let's see here. Don't forget the order book oddness. I saw 500 and 10,000 on the seller books at 29 and 30 a bit ago. Let me take a look at the level 2s here. And I've been in the options, so let me look over onto the stock side. And if I minimize this, and I go over to market depth here, okay, and I'll show you guys the order book. And I will drag this up. Let me make sure my personal stuff doesn't show. It does not. Hey. Oh. So bear with me a moment. And we'll drag this screen up. Okay, this is my brokerage software. I happen to use Charles Schwab. Okay. And I've minimized my order book as well as my balances, so I'm not going to disclose those. I invest in 4 different asset classes right now, but I've got 6 income streams personally. 4 asset classes: real estate, stocks and options, that counts as 1, cryptocurrency, and precious metals. Okay, so this is the order book on AMC. When you see the gray, these are the dark pools, or you see percentages. Anything in the gray is going to be the dark pools. Those are going to basically be specific deals that the big guys are making, which is why you don't see them. So these are level 2 quotes that I'm entitled to on Charles Schwab. I use Street Smart Edge as my trading software. So if you have a question, you can see this, but this is the level 2 quotes on the bid and the ask on AMC trading live. You look up here in the corner, we're up 5.43%. So this is live level 2s right now. So these aren't delayed at all. We've been open for an hour and a half here. So we're looking pretty good there. So if you have a question, go ahead and post it as we look here. And just FYI, I am going to be ending this stream in probably about a half an hour or so. I'll be ending this stream, but I will be back for Power Hour, and I'll be back an hour and a half before the close. So 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 Pacific. I'll be back for an update on all the markets between 11:30 and 12, specifically AMC, any news breakdowns. And again, I don't think there's Here we go. Here's some good news. Let's see. How is that? Oh, that's breaking news. I don't want that. I want AMC news. Okay, nothing there to talk about. But look, averages are up here. So you've got the S&P up 49, you've got the Nasdaq up 297, you've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average now up 300. So hopefully you're doing very, very well today. I've got quite a bit in the green. My biometric not working. And so we've got 1% on the Dow, 2.2% on the Nasdaq, 1.28. I'm up 3.5% myself right now on the day. So I've got some other things that I'm invested in, and I'll go over those a little bit too. So let me go back to TradingView for a second, and I'm going to minimize this. And so other things that I happen to own, I own a lot of Ford. I really believe that there's a good story here. I think they're going to clean GM's clock, and they're going to break into Tesla as well. So the thievery that's going on is Ford is going to be taking away market share from Tesla. So I think at least near term, Tesla might still outperform, and they're back up 26 points to 694. Oil is up, so your gas prices are going to be going up again this weekend. It's up $1.28 per barrel. And my U.S. oil is up 47 cents. Again, this is a long-term play that I've got on these guys. And I believe they're going to, I've got them set for a price alert at $70 a share. So that's my price alert on U.S. oil. So as inflation comes in, as problems in the Middle East continue, I like oil. Let's see on the Reddit side. Let's see if there's anything here. We're still yelling hold, buy, as if we had control of this. Look, on the Reddit feed, you're going to see a lot of bots in there. You're going to see a whole bunch of interns at the hedge funds telling you to sell, that it's gambling, that you're going to lose all your money, you're not going to do it. Don't listen to them. If Vanguard can purchase a couple million shares on March 1st of AMC, then you're going to have good stuff. Oh, let me go back up to AMC. Sorry about that. I meant to click back on that and take you out of US oil. My apologies. 30-second chart. Okay. All right. Had a message here. I've been getting like 4 hours of sleep for the last 6 weeks. Been doing so much DD on this stock. That's why I have over $7 grand invested. It's all the money I have. Haha. All right. Good stuff there on the live chat, and I appreciate the comments over there as well as in the stream here too. So again, if you have a question, something specific, feel free to ask it in the chat. Again, thanks Biden. Can't afford gas without tendies. Yeah, the stimmy checks. Hopefully your direct deposit is set up through the IRS. And if it is, when will you see that? I don't know. I think they're going to probably release them. The Treasury is probably going to look to release them over the weekend. So you may get them as early as Monday or Tuesday. If they do it in tranches, we'll see what they end up releasing them as. You could get them. I have no idea what the time day delay was on the last stimulus check. I know I talked to my son and he got his by paper because he had moved, I think, or something like that. But I believe if you have direct deposit, you should see it by the middle of next week is my best guess on that, unless they release in tranches. But I don't know why, because you pretty much got a guy at a computer and says, send stimmy checks out. Okay, it's done. So thanks, Biden. Can't afford gas without tendies. And gas is going up. So gas is going up. So hey, if you want to offset your gas prices, you're going to be paying more at the pump. We already talked about gas going up to $2.82 on average, $3.78 a gallon in California, $2.98 in Illinois. California was even higher than Hawaii. was for average of gas prices. As oil goes up, I don't know, maybe you buy a little U.S. oil as a hedge against your gas prices. I can take every single penny of gains I've had in U.S. oil, and I can pay for my gas. Why? Let me show you why. Because if you look at U.S. oil and look at the run, my last buys were in November, or was it December I last bought? I can't remember. I know I picked up some more in late November, right around Thanksgiving. And yeah, I'm up 48%. Where do I think it's going? I think it's going up here, folks. I've had an alert on here for a couple weeks here, and I believe in it. I think it's going. I think it's going north quite a ways. So where do you make money? Well, how do you make money in the Biden administration, right? So if you look back and say what made money during the early years of the Obama administration, when they passed the Affordable Care Act and they slammed the markets and we had this growth like this, it was financials and energy. And the financials did very, very well. So looking at the heat map where we have everything turning a brighter green, you've got stuff up good. Tesla's up 2%, Nvidia up to 515, so hold on to theirs. But AMC, go back to the 3-minute chart here. Operating on a buy signal on a 3-minute, that's good news. That's really good news, because that's what I base my decisions on. So we got the blue line on the MACD, moving average convergence divergence, blue line above the red as far as the averages. These are the 50, and I use a 180 moving average. I do not use a 200 because I try and front run the algorithms. That's what I'm all about. So front running the algorithms is important to me. So this hit and bounced off of it before it hit the 200 period average. So that's what I use on a confirmation of buys, along with our nice, beautiful run down here on the bottom of our screen on the S&P 500. They're doing really well right now. S&P is up 52. I'm up here in the top part, my brokerage screen. S&P is up 52. Nasdaq's up 305. Dow is up 325. This is all on stimulus, and nobody's even gotten the checks yet. So unless you're borrowing money from your wife's boyfriend to plow more money into shares of AMC or GameStop or US Oil or Ford or Nvidia, those are my top 5, then you're waiting for your stimmy check, and the stimmy check should push things further. Now, will we get a rollback before then is a good open question, and I think it's a valid question as well. So we'll see what happens again tomorrow. But where the battle will be, it's shaping up, at least initially, to be a battle for 11 or 10 on AMC. Jury's out. Anybody that tells you for 100% sure we're going to be looking at $12 on Friday, and I like the stonk, don't believe it. But you can get opportunities to purchase additional shares on dips. So if I was on a dip buy, forget about this candle at 10.05. I think you're better off in this 10.16 range because it's at support right now. So it's literally at support at this 4% up level of 43 cents at 10.28, 10.30. Okay. So what you're looking for is it to not break below 10.16, at least in the short term. Okay. So you're looking for it to not break below $10.16. All right. But on a 30-second run, it's looking like a little bit of down pressure. But I'll leave this up, this 10.16, and we'll watch this for a little bit. And while we watch that, let me head over to the chat on Reddit. Channel guys, y'all should read this article. If we buy the options, I think it will really screw the hedgies. Somebody posted a link in here. Let me pull it up, and before I load it on Forbes, yeah, they're posting GameStop stuff. This entire article, and Forbes is basically they pay people to write articles for them. Recapping the first, they're talking about GameStop. Stop talking about GameStop inside of Reddit AMC threads. I'm not posting that link. During the dips is so therapeutic. Um, 1016. Okay. So again, I'm looking at. I feel pretty confident on the 1016 level here if it holds. So if we dip again, we'll dip down to the 1016. All right. Is SSR in play today? No, SSR is not in play today. Okay. Let's see what else. I'm limit buying at 950 if it dips. I don't think we're going to see 950. Got a lot less people online here today too. I think we had yesterday 6,500 members of the sub AMC stock online, and we have 5,200 online. And it looks to me like the live chat is quite a bit lower today too, but that's okay. No worries there. And I'll be in the live chat at 8:30. But again, we're going to end the stream at 8:30. Which is 11:30 Eastern time, so right around lunchtime. Usually we start a consolidation phase about that time, and we may be in that consolidation phase right now. The lunchtime consolidation, unless we get any major market news, and it looks like we're pretty safe. Looking at the level 2s, got a lot of dark pool stuff going on. Got some sells coming in right now. Green is good, red is sell, gray is dark pool. These are all level 2 quotes. So here's the thing. If you're on Webull, if you're on Robinhood, and you're not getting level 2 quotes, you can hang out in my channel and I'll show them to you. So we're at 1031, 1033 on the bid and ask. And if you're showing something different on your Webull account or your Robin Crook account, be careful, because that's where they're making their money. They're making the money on the spread. They're selling the order book to the Citadels and the Melvins, etc., and the DTCC, and they're not following the rules over there. I'm with a larger brokerage firm, so that I never have to worry about finding shares that I want to short on other stocks, finding availability of options volume. I don't worry about that kind of stuff. Okay. Hey, if you have a question, something specific, feel free to post it down below. And it doesn't have to be on AMC. I'll be happy to answer questions on just about anything as it goes. Okay. But is it me, or is live chat slow today on AMC? I think it's slow today. Let's see here. Okay, and we've been on air here for 2 hours 21 minutes. Again, Dow Jones Industrial Average up 345, NASDAQ up 307, and the S&P is up 54 points. So after we close the stream here in 9 minutes, I am going to jump on the Reddit, and I'll be on there as well. If you want to come back, I'll be back in 3 hours at 11:30 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern time, and we'll be streaming the level 2 quotes again. Look at the dark pool action. So you got a lot of stuff in the background going on here in the dark pools. And these are your institutions. These are your mutual funds. You look at the volume, 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, 4,800 shares on the buy. Look at that nice buy side here. You'll see a nice jump here on the stock. A lot of green there at 1033. That's going to push it up to 1035, which it did. Now we got to 1035. It's got a few sells, but look at the green over here on the level 2, and looking at the market depth. And oh, there's some sells. 1034. All right, that'll drop it a penny. One buyer coming back in at 500, and there's a slam. So they're trying to slam it right back down again. And let me go back into, I've only got the 1 minute. I can't go below 1 minute on this platform, but I can show you on the other one. So let's go back down to the 30-second. And, this candle, that's what you just saw right here, this candle. You saw all those sells, but the sells do not exceed the buys. And pretty consistent here, but again, the drop from 1039 or so. Let me go to the 3 minute. I want to look at the 50 and the 200 average. So we've got to get back above 1055 for any breakout today, north of 1050. So we've got to break the VWAP at 1040 first, volume weighted average price, and this is on a 3 minute chart. If we break the VWAP, then it's going to go right up to the 5200. It will encounter resistance up there, so expect a bounce slightly down unless it breaks. If it does break, then we're looking at new highs on the day and going well above 1087. Don't know that I see $11 in the future today, but we can certainly hope for that. So we have, let's see, 1057. If we hold 1016, support very near term. Okay. So I said 1057 next break up if we hold, 1016 support, very near term, in my opinion. So here's a break. So we got a little bit of one. So now we just broke VWAP, right? So the fact that we broke VWAP on my 3 minute chart, again, this is just my opinion. Thoughts on SoFi, a trading app. It is slow. I have no idea about SoFi. I do not have an account on Webull. I do not have an account on Robinhood. I do not have an account on SoFi. I know that there's a streamer, I think it's Johnny Bravo, talks about SoFi, and you can earn interest on some of your crypto that they do. If you're lagging on there, it might be your connection. I've got, basically a 1 gigabit connection on my streaming computer here. But I'm running 1, 2, 7, 8. I'm running 9. 10 different computers here where I'm located at. So I've got 10 computers going, and I still have 900 speed on my stream. But as far as SoFi, as far as a trading app goes, I have no idea. Hit the YouTube reviews on that, and maybe I can do a review on Street Smart Edge. I can poke around in there. That's the brokerage firm that I choose to place some of my accounts with, but it's the main one I use for trading because I am considered PDT, which is pattern day trading. So in order to make all the buys and sells I want to do on a daily basis, you need to have at least $25,000 of tradable equity in the account. And then if you do options or ETFs, your marginable availability is going to be a lot lower. So I don't have SoFi, but it is slow, referring to Reddit chat. Yeah. So thank you for the thanks for the clarification. So it looks like, it looks very, very slow. And we've got 4,900 people online in AMC right now. Let's take a look at I want to take a quick look at the volume. We've got 41 million shares of volume on AMC. So 41 million, 41 divided into 111. So we're not even halfway yet. We've got another hour before we hit halfway. We've hit 37% of the average trading volume is what we're up to on AMC. So we're at 37% of the daily volume on AMC. And again, you can see down here, if you know where the P's show up over here, this shows my calls at my 30 calls at $8. And then I would have to go all the way down here. Oops. There's my other one. So 15 calls April 16th at $8. 30 calls March 19th at $4. Those are my call positions on AMC. Okay. So this is the 1 minute chart on my brokerage firm. You can see the red pool. You can see the reds coming in on the level 2 quotes. All right. Very, very slow in the Reddit live chat, which is fine. I mean, that's okay. We had earnings yesterday, so there's a lot of information that people have out there as far as what's going on in the stock. And so just to recap what we're looking at here, let me go over to my other view. I'm looking at a 1016 to the downside. If it breaks, we broke VWAP, but we came back down. So it did not go up to the 50-200 average on my own personal 3-minute chart. This is the one I use to confirm buys. But what we did was we had a break. This is MACD, moving average convergent divergence. And when I look on the buy side, confirm a buy is the blue line coming up above the red. And we do have a slight tick on above the red there. But this 1036 level, this 1030, we just can't get above it. Oh, let me go back. Hold on. So look at this. This is actually nice channels here. Let's go legit. Okay. Whoops. Hey now. Look at that. Following the line, man. The channel we're in is an uptrend channel. Now, slightly lower low here, but again, you're looking at a 3-minute chart, but we're getting lower highs. So what you'll see here is you see this green shadows in here. The green shadows in here this is called a Bollinger Band. And typically what you see is when a Bollinger Band narrows in a consolidation phase with a making higher lows, it tends to lead to a breakout. Let me say that again for all of us slow retards that eat. This is your crayon D&D, okay? This is your I have markers. I apologize. That's the only thing I have around my location. Okay, so let me say it again. This channel in the orange, those are the lines I drew, absolutely following the 50 and 200 average on my 3-minute chart. This is my main chart. This is the main one I use. But, and I'm saying 50-200, what I really mean is 50 and 180. I do not use a 200 because I try and front run the algorithms, okay? But what we have here is we have an ascending higher lows in the channel. We have the Bollinger Bands that went from thick heading down to thin. Why is that important? Because if you take a look on a daily chart and scroll back down here, when you see, let me find an area here. Here we go. Let's go back to July, just for example. Let me know if this looks familiar to what I just showed you. This is the daily chart though, so be very, very careful here. When you have a consolidation, this is consolidation from July. All of July was consolidation between 3 and 4. But when you had the Bollinger Bands wide that thin out in a consolidation phase, it usually leads to an uptrend. The first thing it will do is it'll break out of the consolidation on a daily, it'll break through the VWAP, and then this is a 50-day and a 180 period moving average. It breaks above that, look out above. And that's why it went from 4 to 7 in that range. Okay, same thing, widening of the range after that, solid sell signals, solid buy signals on the daily, drop down. Now go back to my 3-minute, because now we're only talking very, very near term. When we're talking near term, oh, that's pre-market, pre-market, pre-market. Okay, when we're talking on the 3-minute, we have a narrowing of the Bollinger Bands just a little bit, but we don't have confirmation yet. We're on a buy signal at 1037, which is exactly where we're at right now, but you have a slimming of the line. So now we take this and we drag it up. Okay, all right. So again, it doesn't have to be exact, but it's certainly a nice range. What are we doing right now? Well, the VIX is down, the S&P is up. Even on a 30-second, these lines, they're not going to apply. So I'm going to get rid of them. Hopefully, if you had a question on what I just showed you, let me know in the chat. And I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so we're in the lunchtime here. We're in the consolidation phase. We're going to be ending the stream here shortly. So a quick recap. Let me go back up to the level 2s. So we're up 5% right now. We're up 49 cents at 1034. Will it hold this consolidation phase during lunchtime on the East Coast? We shall see. We do have some selling pressure on the level 2s coming in right now as we speak. I don't think it's necessarily anything to be super concerned about, but that 1031. But again, I see a 1016 level on the downside, and on the high side 1057. Somebody in the chat says I just put in a limit order for 1,330 shares at 1016. Nicely done. Should be about an hour or an hour half through lunch if it drops. Okay. All right. So if it's slow on the chat and questions, I will go over to the Reddit stream and answer questions that I see in there that maybe I have an opinion on. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not give tax advice. I do not give financial advice. Anything that you do, if you follow anything that I happen to talk about on this channel, you will lose 100% of your money. You will absolutely go broke doing it. I'm 100% wrong. I have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. All those years at Merrill Lynch Prudential Securities did nothing for me. I'm a retard. I eat crayons, and you're going to lose everything. But with AMC, I like the stock. All right? I like the stock. All right, so I need to get my market update here for those that are going to watch on the replays as well. So let me go back into nothing to worry about here. Again, hopefully it's just range bounds, which means stays. I'd like to see this consolidation stay, and then maybe power hour. But sometimes things happen at lunchtime, so you have to be aware of that as well. But we have the Dow up 349, the NASDAQ up 318, and the S&P is up 54 points. We have Bitcoin. Nice run here. It hit 57,188 earlier. So I still love that. I have my cryptocurrency. I'm 85% in Ethereum, and I am 15% in Bitcoin. Why? Because over the last 12 months, Ethereum has hit 698%. 698%. Bitcoin 526%. I like Ethereum better. I'm big into Ford trading down just a hair right now at 2 cents flat on the day. Let me go into NVIDIA. Graphics card play 520 or 518. I love that. I have how many calls do I have? I have 9 calls on NVIDIA at 540, expiration March 19th. And I own some shares too. How many shares do I have with that? I'm not going to look right now. Platinum up above 1200. Silver down below 2604. Again, range bound. U.S. oil. Love my U.S. oil. Up another 1.39% today. Hey, your gas is going up. This is a play. Go to ETF.org. Do the education. Look at, and maybe I'll do a stream on that. But we'll be good there. As long as we all go broke eating crayons, it's okay. Absolutely, Smokey. Agree 100%. So looking at this, again, I'm about to sign off here for now. I will be in the Reddit chat here and there. I need to get something to eat. I've been surviving on coffee and water. And those are my two go-tos, at least during the morning streaming hours. I'll probably have a soda a little bit later on. I will be back in 3 hours. I'll be back at 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 Eastern time, and we'll be taking a look at what's going on. So again, this 1031, this consolidation phase, that looks pretty good. Let me check over on Reddit, see if there's anything else I can help out with and answer over there. Nope, I've got the post over there. So hey, thanks a lot for joining in. I'll see you over on the Reddit stream. Again, back in 3 hours. Thanks a lot for coming in, and we will talk to you all later on. Bye now. So, hey.